this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with day 3 of my Christmas card challenge. Before I start, I would like to show you these fabulous fingernails that I got off Home Bargains last week. They're just £1.29 and they come with some red sparkly ones. They're just glue-on nails and some little gingerbread women actually. And yeah, I thought I'd just pop 2 of them on, and I did these in with my own nail polish because they'll probably all come off whilst I'm crafting, but I thought this was really cute because this is in theme with my card that I'm going to show you today. I've already prepared one and I'm going to show you in a second one how I did this. So what I did was, I told you I wanted to use up some of my scraps to use my stash. And I also told you in yesterday's video I want to use up the sentiments that I had. So all I did was I used some red and white stripes to give this look of a candy cane. This is actually inspired by a Simon Hurley release. He just released a background die, but I thought, no, I don't need a die for that. I can do this myself. So this is what I'm going to do with you today. This little gingerbread man, by the way, is made out of felt. I bought this from a store here in Llandudno. The store is called You Know Who's, and they had this in the Christmas section. It's actually a garland made up of gingerbread man. I just cut them apart. They got a bit of surgery on the hands here, and then I added little bows, which I got in my local craft shop for just 50p just a few weeks ago, but I know they've had them for ages. And I also added a bit of black cardstock on the back to cover the eyes and the mouth, and I thought this was really cute to use. If you don't have anything like that in your stash, obviously you can always cut gingerbread men from cardstock. Craft cardstock is really nice, or I think I mentioned that in another video. At the moment you can get gingerbread man gift tags that you can cut apart. Maybe you can cut it out of a Christmas card. Anything is possible really, and you don't have to use a gingerbread man. You can use other embellishments for this card, because you basically today just create a background. What I have done to prepare is I have cut strips in red and white from some glitter cardstock, some plain cardstock that matches the cardstock on the sentiments. Obviously, if you don't have sentiments like these in your stash, I told you I have got these from last year, you can always heat emboss sentiments on these here if you wanted to. I've got strips of white glitter card. I've chosen some embossed cardstock, hammered cardstock, and I've also used plain cardstock that I've used my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen on, and I've also, that was an afterthought, used some Spectrum Noir on this one, on this strip here. Okie dokes. So the other thing you need to do before you start, and I had to learn this the hard way with the card I prepared, is measure your cardstock. I assumed that these cards that are buy ready-made from the works of 6x4, and it was only afterwards that I realised that actually it's slightly wider than 4 and slightly less tall than 6 inches. So if I measure them on the side there on my grid. So what you want to do is you want to prepare a piece of cardstock that goes on the top there that it actually fits your cardstock. Mine is slightly smaller, so it leaves a bit of a rim. This is just thin, very thin cardstock, but you can also use paper, because what we're going to use is we're going to use double-sided adhesive. This is from, just let me get this from my pile. This is from Crafter's Companion adhesive sheets, but you can also use double-sided tape that is, that you can just put on in strips if you wanted to. If you use these adhesive sheets, I want to show you a little tip on how to get these straight and not have a lot of wastage. What you do is you peel off a corner, just like this. Should have trimmed this down really. Let me put it this way around. Peel off a corner, and then you align this Oh, I've peeled the wrong side off. There we go. Try again. Just measure that this is long enough now to do it sideways. So peel off a corner and then align this. Don't press it down just yet. Keep it in place on this side, and once it's straight on this side you can push this down like this. So, and then you can peel this off and straighten it out, but don't peel this off. Put it straight back on. Obviously it won't stick down, but it will stick on the edges. And then from this side you can actually trim this down. So I'm trying a small guillotine, and because it's see-through you can actually see where you need to trim this. So if by accident you cut it down a bit more, it doesn't really matter. There you go. This one's got a little sticky on it. And then you've got the adhesive on there. This one I need to trim down a bit. I don't know why that is. I might have not cut the cardstock properly beforehand. So I quickly do that before we continue. There we go. So, and then all you need to do is you peel this off. So actually, nope, I need to cut this down on this side as well a bit. It seems to overhang a bit. It's very important to be accurate when you're crafting. Sam Colcott taught me that a bit. She's very accurate when she crafts, and yeah, it saves a lot of hassle in the long run. So what you do then is you peel this off a bit and you decide on an angle that you want to have your strips. I actually did it this way around on the other card, and you just choose one of your strips that you want to start with, and you just lay that down. So I just worked my way up this way, and then oh, by the way, don't throw this away. You can use that to put foam tape on it from the roll, and then it's easier to cut, and these can go back into the stash. So I alternated the glitter cardstock with the normal cardstock a bit, and as you can see I cut them to different widths as well, because I think that puts an interest. And on the top, as you can see, I try to keep my sentiments to the top, so I'm going to include as many of these as I can. And what I did is I put them down on one end, and then I sort of move them over against the cardstock before and push them down. So align them there and then move them over. It's quite simple, and because it's sticky it makes it very easy to put these down, and very quick, and there's no mess. So I deliberately put here two here so I can actually easily put the sentiments up there. Have another one of these, and it looks a mess until you actually cut it down, so don't panic if it looks weird. And when you come to a bit like this, make sure you don't end up with a tiny little corner. So either go for a slimmer piece and then another piece, or one big one. That is an option. So I need a red one. So I see I wouldn't use this one. Tell you what, I just use some scrap paper here that I can cut down later. So, and then I'm going to work my way on the other side. You might even want to turn it around anyway afterwards. That's up to you. Let's try Trying to find of my Spectrum Now ones. That's this one. Oh, see, I've did it wrong now. Wasn't concentrating. So luckily with this one, it'll be easy to lift it up because it is sparkly on both sides. So I was just thinking about whether I should speed this up when I edit the video, but I'll leave it in as it is. As you can see, it doesn't take too long. No, I don't want to have two sparkly ones next to each other. Try to do it randomly without thinking too much. And again, with these cards, you can mass produce them because once you've cut the strips, they will last you for a few cards. These are actually cut-offs from the other cards, so when you place them down and you want to make more than one card, make sure you have the long bits to either end, so you're not wasting too much cardstock. And this one, by the way, they've got mixed width, depth. This glitter cardstock is quite thick actually, but it still works. And again, I'm here with a funny corner, so what I do is, this time I'm not bothering about having two glitter ones next to each other, so I'm using a thin one to basically cover the last bit like this. Okay, so it looks like a hot mess, but all you need to do now is cut around the cardstock with your long bladed scissors. So now you need to decide which way around you turn it, but I think I'll leave it like this. Depends on how much I can fit on where. Yes, I think that would fit nicely, and then the gingerbread man can just sit here, or I swap these around. This one might not fit. No, it won't. Yep, there we go. So all I do now is I use my collal glue. By the way, I haven't mentioned that before. I always rave about the collal glue. The only downside of it is it does dissolve your nail polish, so try not to get it onto your nail polish when you're crafting. So all we need to do now is glue this down. And then that's all that's left to do, is attach that to the card base, which I have got here, and give it a very nice rim. Okay, I hope you liked this card. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, if you like videos like these, you might want to subscribe to my channel, so you will be updated with the following days of my challenge. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon with my video for day number 4.